One day, Sonic was running fast, like usual, because that was his reason to be. If he didn't run fast, he would be in serious trouble with the law, both legally and physically. Though it was his reason to be, he got bored of running for a good minute, so he decided to see his best friend in the Sonic universe, Tails the Furry. He yelled on the door 3 times until Tails stopped bumming the fuck around. Answered the door.
Sonic, you have a boner!
Aw, jeez!
Said Sonic. Embarrassed by a furry, he ran away again. He would not be bored of running. There was a reason to his method now. He runs from which keeps him up with him. Tails pissed the bed earlier that night. Cool random humor. Mad that Tails had defeated him again, he decided to consult Robo the Sonic. He was like Sonic but robotic, like Dr. Eggman made him, without taking the lives of little chickens like the one in the first game. They did their secret handshake as they met in an alleyway, behind a shady-looking liquor store with the trailer park a block down.
Hey yo, what's up, Gucci man?
Asked Robo.
Not much, man. I just got fucking owned by a furry earlier.
Sonic said, with tears running down his eyes and nose. Since he was anthropomorphic, he could defy some laws. He looked just like a baby that had visited DeviantArt, cause he got fucking owned.
Damn man, you mean Tails? Should have kicked his cracker ass and showed him for what?
You wanna try that again?
Nope.
He turned his hand into a gun and shot at the liquor store, killing a middle-aged man, walking out with 2 6-packs.
What happened between you two anyway?
He noticed my boner. Like, I don't even know why I had it. I wasn't horny or anything, it just happened.
Cops arrived at the scene, but animals aren't killers who use guns, so the cops left.
You mean like the one you have now? Wait, fuck, that was Colin's line.
That's Colin's line.
You
Sonic
mean
looked
like
down.
the one you have now?
Sonic looked down, and his dick was red because he and it were embarrassed. And he kicked Robo like 7 times or something, not because he was mad at him, but because Sonic had a problem and it wasn't ordinary. Robo knew this. Sonic would have to call a doctor, but not just any ordinary doctor, a physician doctor. Sonic went to see a doctor, but unfortunately, it was Dr. Eggman, so he had to go home for the day. Tails came on by later on to give him the shoes that he had forgot to wear the day before that comes after the week of tomorrow. As it turns out, Sonic's favorite fanfiction was The Big Bang Theory, created by Einstein and the Warner Brothers, so he had that printed on the shoes. Tails was fucking disgusted and threw up all over them. But when Sonic put them on, his boner only enraged. There was no explanation why. It was just fucking gross, but Sonic is like, goddamn, what the fuck? Sonic had to go to sleep, but it only intensified from there. In his sleep, he felt like running around the speed club. He felt a running speed climb up his blue unrealistic balls and hit his dick, but it didn't feel like a smack or anything. It felt like period, comma, period, comma, semicolon, quotation mark, quotation mark, colon, quotation mark, L, colon, quotation mark, close brackets, open brackets, close brackets, open brackets, close brackets, open brackets, close brackets, plus sign, underscore, equal sign, underscore, plus sign, underscore, plus sign, underscore, colon, dot. Running, dot. Sonic knew what he had to do. He talked to Big the Cat the next day, now with an erection reaching the heights of a giraffe's neck. He rode it to school, where they actually robbed a fucking bank and used his dick to deflect all oncoming projectiles, making it easy to obtain easy money. Sonic asked Big,
I need your help. I have erectile overfunctionality and need to have my legs cut off.
Big threw his fishing rod only to hit M. Night Shyamalan in the vestibular mech meat, which meant that Big would have to go pound where he would water bottle for Africans for the rest of his life. It would be useless, as all the ships sent to Africa would be destroyed by the racist Kraken that also had asthma attacks hither and thither. Sonic broke down in tears, realizing finding someone to be able to complete the task would be next to impossible without Big's help. He would have to turn down a force known to the others as a fear too great ship. Sonic woke up to the biggest. Because the day was red, Sonic knew that trouble was afoot. He set out to run, spin, jump, and maybe even perform all three Fat Ohese Taxe. Where he arrived to the crime scene, President Obama was in tears. It turns out that the plot object is taken in great sadness is met by all except cool people, and Sonic is cool?
Hey, yo, what do you mean, man?
Sonic pissed himself in shock that someone else managed to get into the White House crime scene. His blue fur was now green fur, and it didn't help. He smelled. In any case, the villain was Eggman, but he looks like a fern, so he kind of fucked off. I forgot what happened in the previous chapter, so assume something got resolved in the paragraph. Sonic is still furry, and now he's a smelly one, so we got some progression going here. Big Man Bill rode up on his jammin' Jeep to mission. Work from Sonic.
Well, you realize anything you're Booga Booga gonna get out of me is gonna be shit, right?
Sonic. Big Man Bill knew no boundaries and was willing to go to the ends of the fucking earth to get what he wanted. But then Big Man Bill took a big whiff and smelled what the Blue Bomber smells like and got a big booner. It was a dark and stormy night, and Sonic woke up in the morning, ready to tackle whatever the fuck was lying ahead of him. Dude, what was lying ahead of him? What was he? Whoa, hello. Eggman was trying Tinder out for the first time, hoping to strike gold, hoping to meet that one, hopping, hoping, flopping, big dicking. He was using the alias Tommy Lasagna. People called him shit like Bathtub, cause he looked like a victim of getting his kidney stolen. Miraculous how he still has a functioning sexual drive. They would also call him Tubba Bubba. LMFAO. Eggman already had to lower his standards to use this app. No underage woodland creatures would want to associate with him on the darned thing. Wait, what's this? A match? Eggman hesitated no seconds away. Finally, it was time.
Hot pussy?
Yup.
Fertile?
Nope.
Stranger has disconnected. Damn. Done. Eggman's heart was breaking by the second. But hold on, another match? It was an OC that he really couldn't distinguish what species it was, but nonetheless, he knew you had to make every shot you take, or else you don't take shots you don't make, fake.
I wish I wouldn't feel embarrassed using emoticons, but like the only I know is like
Smiley face.
and I'm 21 male using that shit, and I don't know if that's legal.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
God damn, his boner and wedding plans were real. While live tweeting was the play-by-play events of the day, his wedding, he would find Sonic's fresh carcass, and looming in the shadows of the distance was Big Man Bill.
What's the plot?
What the fuck is going on?
His fresh carcass? What?
3, 6, 9. Damn, she fine. Hoping she can sock it to me one more time. Getting low, getting low. Yucky pucky. Big the cat woke up on a dark and stormy night. Fuck, I think the glitch text cut through this line. Oh well. Nightmare from Soul Calibur was beginning to haunt this feisty feline's inner thoughts as he slumbered, and this did not was thought as already. Alright, thought Big the Cat's decision. He would set out to gather all the shards for the Coil Calibur, but would step on a Lego. Yeah, I'd call it a day at that point too, buddy. Before he could get back into bed for the rest of the week, a knock on the door. He bounced on over to reveal Shadow the Mean Hog holding it up at gunpoint. He shot him in the knee and put some Neosporin on his boo-boo.
Come with me now. Come with me. We don't have much time. Hurry up now.
They drove around the dirty Jersey, yes, to a Green Hill Zone, in fact, located in South New Jersey. In his Tesla, which was economically friendly at the cost of much slave labor and Grimes' reputation. They stopped at a curb, and Big Cat was shot at gunpoint and told him to get out. He would be okay. He would be okay. A can of LaCroix sat at the curb. Shadow gave Big a little slap on the wrist.
Recycling aluminum uses only around 5% of the total energy and emissions needed to make it from the raw material bauxite. The metal can be recycled time and time again without the loss of properties, so getting into the aluminum recycling habit is one of the best things you can do for the environment.
Shadow shot the can, which kind of grazed Big's knee at a moderate pace. This hurt the most for some reason. Happy Earth Day from all of us at 4 kids. Big would not be able to sleep the whole week, as planned. Frowny face. Jesus Christ. Here we go again. I don't feel like doing this. Knuckles lived his days, hard-boiled. He didn't play by the rules. And he was indeed the school. The next morning we find our hero sleeping. He wasn't just sleeping. He had just died. That's what happens when you stool the pool. Let's take a look back and see how he got himself in this pickle. When he was 2, he ran with scissors and fell on the ground while running with the scissor while falling. After screaming absolute Bloody Mary for at least 2 hours, he realized he had gained the power of the famous Wolverine, except without the budget to prevent him from becoming a meme. You take the good with the bad, I guess. He thought to himself, now being smart enough to know how to punch. The first thing he did was to seek up Ben Shapiro, who doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Knuckles got decked straight in his fucking chin. He is still embodying a 2-year-old body by the frickin' way. Auto Man Randy Savage decided to confront the assailant.
Ooga booga boo, the cow goes moo. Yowzers, there he went.
That was
Next thing you know, he needed a job to support his hospital bills. Too nervous, having never really gotten his feet wet, he decided to use a text-to-speech device to communicate to the interviewer. Knuckles could not make eye contact.
the best.
TTS. Yes, thank you for having me. Knuckles.
Yes. So what are your qualifications?
Knuckles was out of distress. High sigh as he shot a glance to the employer, only to dart his eyes back down to the device. No response was given.
Okay. So, what's your history,
Celeste TTS, I have many qualifications. The employer said nothing. 22 seconds of silence. Celeste TTS, I held a hard time in school. Needless to say, the job was his. Eventually, the stress of unfair demands got to his mental well-being, an issue plaguing society as it stands. It needs an overhaul. And would seek out drugs to null his dull. Knuckles would never show up to his funeral.
What?
Did he get a job? What?